Are you curious to uncover the unique distinction between project management and regular management? Hey, I've been really waiting for this because people always confuse the two. And I would love to really unpack to see what are the difference between management and project management, or do you like regular management versus project management? Well, if you do, family, stay tuned for today's episode. If you don't know by now, my name is ED. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, that just simply means Ed. We are definitely back. I mean, back with another banger here. And reason why I love this topic is because I remember one day I was at the airport, and as you know, if you know, as a project manager, I don't know, you know, the introvert, extrovert, but however you want to play that. I was just sitting there, and somebody sat next to me, and you know, I had moved my bags, of course, and we just started up a conversation. Say, hey, how you doing? My name is Edward, and this is, and you know, just having general conversation. And then that question that came up, you know the question I'm talking about, family. That question of, so what do you do? So I was like, oh well, I'm in project management. Project management, like yeah, project management. It's a really great field, really great career. I think you should check it out if you're, I don't know what you do, but what do you do? So he told me what he did. And he said, I want to know more about this project management thing. What is, you're a manager or, and that right there just really had, you know, this again, there's multifacets of why I really started focusing on doing YouTube around project management. Uh, and that's just one of them because I really truly believe people don't know what the difference is between regular what project management is and what management is, whether it's normal, premium, whatever you want to call it. Management is management, and there is a unique difference, family. And I'm gonna give you seven steps, or I won't, oh, I hate saying seven, seven unique thoughts around these ideas. So let's check out my framework and see what we got for you today. So point number one, uh, uh, these are differences and similarities, but basically more or less differences. So you have temporary versus ongoing. Temporary, as we know, the core portion of project management. The definition is a a unique and temporary. Those are key words, temporary, meaning that this has a beginning date and an end date. This is not something that's going to go on and on. And so what happens is, you know, as a project manager, you're handling the from beginning to the end date, all of everything that comes with it. Meaning like from the scheduling to understanding the processes to understanding your risk register, and then operations is just operation. That's just ongoing. It's just going to continue to happen. Now here comes the second part in that definition of project management. What is it again? Unique and temporary. Well, point number two is unique objective. So project management really centers around the unique objective of what is actually defined in the scope and what is going to be delivered as the outcome of the particular product. Now, in contrast to what project management is, management really focuses on maintaining the business operation and optimizing the day-to-day activities. Let's navigate into point number three. Point number three is cross-functional teams. Now, as a project manager, you're involved in working in cross-functional teams to pick, or and I say pick, but it's really most of the time you get your resources based off of their expertise, but you leverage their expertise to achieve the project goal. Now, normally in a management situation, teams are typically structured around the functional roles, but in project management, it's more of a cross-functional because I may be working with someone that's in application development. Then I'll have somebody that I need to work with that's in procurement. And so these are the cross-functional aspect versus when you look at management, it's just here's their roles. This is what they do as their particular role. Point number four, planning. And you guys know what I got to say. I always got to say it. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So point number four, emphasis on planning. Project management really puts a high importance especially if you're leveraging a waterfall methodology, it is thorough planning, a detailed project schedule, and a detailed project plan. I know I took my voice up on both of those because you know how I feel about when somebody say, "Can I see your project plan?" or "Do you have a project plan?" And you, as a project manager, you have to ask that question of, are they asking for my schedule or my actual project plan, which consisted of the 10 knowledge areas? But anyway, I digress. I won't go into that. I know you guys are getting me tired of me talking through my videos about uh, project plan and schedule, but you'll thank me when you're in an interview and they ask you, so if you were going to show your team what they were, where you're at in the project, would you use your project plan or would you use your project schedule? And so these are the type of things. And family, you would want to you wouldn't want to just answer with project schedule. You want to answer with both because you want to show the project schedule from a level of task. Opportunities of where you're at from a task level, and then your project plan, again, like I said, consists of all of your 10 knowledge areas, which should be able to really blow out the whole project as a whole to see where you're at. But anyway, again, huge on planning. Let's navigate to number five. When point number five, when you get a project, there's a lot of uncertainties as well as risks. Some risks that are known, and then there's some risks that just you don't even know it's going to happen until you start digging more into whether, let's say, you're collecting requirements and you're asking questions and you're like, oh wait, we probably might need to bring Bill in from application dev because I do recall him talking about something. So let me just bring him in just in case if we don't need him, we can let him go. So really, projects inherently take on risk and uncertainties. And it requires a project manager to navigate through these unpredictable situations and be able to be adaptable. I think, there's so many skill sets to project management within project management. But if someone were to say, give me three, I say out of my top three, besides, communication and collaboration, I say that third one is the ability to be adaptable, the ability to pivot. When you have that, the ability to be adaptable and pivot, it really opens up the door for you because now you have if the project is not going the way it's supposed to go, you have the ability to say, okay, well, let's see if we can switch it up and do this. If that doesn't fit you, if you don't like being uncomfortable when you're leading projects, I'll be honest with you, probably not going to enjoy project management because there's going to be points during your project that you're going to be uncomfortable because all of a sudden a risk that you didn't think was going to happened, and now it become an issue, and now you're leveraging your risk register and your issue log together to find out hopefully that you assign something, a response to that particular risk. But there are certain risks that just happen no matter how much planning you can do. But in normal, just day-to-day management, most of these things are known. Like most of the risk and uncertainty is known and it's predictable. And you have fewer uncertainties because if this is the objective of us moving widget A to widget B, there's no uncertainty because you've already done the planning, you've done this many times over and over, versus a project, there's a lot of uniqueness and, a lot of unknowns. Let's move to point number six, and it kind of piggybacks off of point number five, which is the flexibility and resources. Oh man. Whew. Resource constraints. Family, one of the things that you'll never be able to master having the ability to figure out what your resources constraints are going to be like. So if that's the case, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and be frustrated the whole time, or are you going to figure out ways to still navigate your project? I hope that you choose the latter, which is still find ways to navigate your project with different, and step in where you need to step in. That's that versatility. That's you being adaptable. But in project management, it demands that you have flexibilities on resource allocation because there may be a resource that's working on your project that might, and I'll tell you, most of the time will get pulled because of a prioritization that came up, whether it was just the ongoing management work or which is their day-to-day. Because you got to keep in mind, resources on your team from a cross-functional standpoint, they also have their day job. And so, and when I say their day job, meaning the thing that they do extremely well that they got hired for, but now we need their expertise on this project because of, and their skill set because of what we're doing. And normal management, it's just about stability. It just involves stable resource allocation for the ongoing operation. But project management, your resources can get pulled right away, and you have to be adaptable and change and have the flexibility to handle it. My last and final point, point number 7, is success criteria. Each project should have a success criteria. What does that mean? Hey, when we finish, what does done look like? What does finish look like? What does success look like? And that's something that is agreed upon at the beginning during when you're putting together. I've seen it done from the planning stage. I've also seen it done in the initiating stage. I've even seen it done before it even a project manager was assigned when they were building out the business case. So again, family, it's just a really agreed upon approach to say this is what the project is going to deliver. This is the timeline it's going to deliver it in, and this is what you should expect from a holistic approach. Now, from a management standpoint, success is really measured through the performance indicated on whatever the ongoing business operations are. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Again, family, the reason why I want to put this episode together is because of the fact people always, confusing project management with management. And these are two different things. And because when you are leading a project, you are a leader, not a manager. I hope that works. Until next time, this is your boy ED, and I'm out.